Welcome to the Lighthouse Experiment, a Freedom Center Church podcast.
Okay.
Approved. Well, welcome back to the Lighthouse Experiment podcast, family and friends. Everybody's going to see us this week. It's going to be great. That's the game plan anyway. So welcome y'all, all you people out there that have no idea what we look like, and we look probably opposite of what you ever looked like, thought we did. I know there's been a few folks that I didn't think you would look that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's crazy. It's a whole new season of the old podcast, man.
Yeah. 130 some episodes in, and this is our first.
Finally.
It'll be good.
So, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's our news? Getting a facelift on the house, getting new like rock work done on the front. So it's like scaffolding all in the front of the house right now.
Nice. Okay, Cool. How long will that take?
The dude said they'll be back tomorrow. It was raining today, so the guy said he'll be back and they'll do the upper level, so they should be able to get that rig out of here.
Nice.
See, we have some complainers in our neighborhood. Well, complainer. So I'm surprised like code enforcement didn't show up asking about permits and.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Do
people usually do that? I mean, when a business rolls up, you just kind of figure everything's all good. Do you really need a permit for that? For facade?
No, because we're not building up or out. We're just It's just fascia. But there's a code enforcer in our township that likes to, I have an ongoing feud with.
Oh, geez.
It's wonderful.
He's got too much free time on his hands.
Not really. I mean,
No.
It's a big township, but and he's the only dude. But he always comes up and with questions.
So did you?
And it'd always be like with this, it'd be like, what if one of the neighborhood kids climbed up to the top of that and fell off? I mean, come on, bro. Nobody's gonna climb. This is pouring rain. He didn't come today, but that would have been the question.
That's funny.
It's always like, what if somebody? I'm like, dude, there's a joke I could say. I'm not gonna, because it's inappropriate. So. But anybody who knows me knows the joke. If you're in EMS for about 5 minutes, you know. So anyway, we're talking about, we've been a house campus for 1 year.
Yeah,
Yesterday
congratulations.
Was 1 full year. Thank you. Well, I mean, you guys were there for most of it. So yeah, it's been cool. It's been a learning curve, Yeah.
It's really cool though. I mean, doing church with people that small is quite wonderful, and it's quite terrifying at the same time. I remember doing years ago when Nick and I were doing young adults and just greeting for the first time. We were so new to church and new to and we were just super nervous to greet people that we didn't know. And I would get so nervous. I'm like, do they want me to? It's all the stuff all over again, right? From high school and school and stuff. Do they want me to talk to them? Am I going to be a bother? Am I going to be too much? So, I mean, it's a neat space to welcome people into your home. And I mean, those folks would know you anyways already from work and your industry coming in and stuff. But
well, that was the thing. Because we have the, as we're coming, hitting our first year mark, then we have the house campus in Pontotoc, Mississippi starting.
Yeah.
And their whole deal is different. We had our people already. We just kind of shifted into a house church dynamic and went for it, right? We went full send. Now they're trying this thing, and they're in an area where there's churches on the same street, and it's not going to be, these churches think they're trying to steal people, and it's not going to be, they're getting no love, and it's just
they're literally just trying to invite their neighbors over to have church with them. Yeah.
So they're starting from scratch.
That's cool though.
I'm stoked that we kind of went through with Freedom Center staff for a year and kind of worked out some of the kinks, but that's a whole new dynamic, so it'll be cool to see.
Well, and we can drive up there and feel a bit more connected with them physically on a Sunday. I know sometimes you and you guys will drop in, and we go pretty much every Sunday and stuff. So it's a different feeling,
right?
To still kind of have that physical connection. And now
Yeah,
you're having, like, you go up for meetings throughout the week and stuff like that too, right?
yeah. So that's cool.
So
So twice a month I'm up there at least for meetings, but
yeah,
yeah, there was still an element of um, separation.
yeah,
There's of being sent. You know, um, all the while. Well, it's kind of easy because a lot of the time too, we're building up for this and we're getting into it. And we were in kind of COVID restrictions,
yeah,
so it wasn't full church wasn't happening at the main
right,
campus, anyways. But with that said, like a lot of people weren't around and things were different and things were chaotic there. And then we move out, we get sent out to do this thing in our house. And then, so now I'm not there. And then sometimes they see me, but it doesn't seem like anything because not everyone's been there anyway.
yeah,
So it was,
yeah.
super confusing, but yeah, man, it's been cool.
It's been really cool.
What's really strange, and I've talked about this a couple of times, is there's nowhere to hide here. The thought process is, well, we'll do this thing, we'll have these small house gatherings for first responders and stuff, and because a lot of them won't want to go to big church.
Right.
The funny thing is, big church, you could sit in the back row.
Yeah, you can.
No one would know you were there.
Yep. And it's quite
My
easy to,
house,
like, be busy with kids and get in and leave and out and not
yeah,
really mess with people too much,
yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah,
Well, and quite often, if we show up right on time and service is kind of already starting, then I'm not waiting in line to get my kids checked in, and I can scoot into church without really saying good morning to anybody.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, you really could. It's quite easy to scoot in and scoot
Yeah,
out. Now, house church, I feel like on the one hand, it could be quite a benefit to know people and not have so many people around you. And I know that's
mm-hmm.
one of the things where not having the lights in the big room and the hundreds of people to be overwhelming and overstimulating can be
Mm-hmm.
quite helpful for the industry,
Yeah.
right? That was part of
Yeah,
it.
that's very much part of it. It's so different.
Yeah.
It's just really different. What we're noticing is we've had kind of a season where people have had different sickness and stuff like that. Obviously, COVID came and went, but like if one family is gone, the whole dynamic's different.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Like if one family's gone on Sunday, or 10 families even are gone on Sundays, you can really go unnoticed.
Right.
Us,
Nope.
one couple doesn't show up. It's just,
Or if
which is,
everybody shows up and all 20,000 children are there.
oh yeah, that's also,
I mean, it's a whole different level of energy, and it's wild and it's fun, but
right. It's been cool to figure out what it is and what it isn't.
yeah.
We're going to start pressing in deeper with, like, we're going to do communion on the Monday after Easter, and we're
Okay.
like,
That's cool.
press in those ways. But it's just been cool to just kind of play with what we do and just be church. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, one of the other pros too is that because it's for the first responder industry, I hope that it kind of goes without saying that nobody needs to show up and just, like, be all dressed with their suit and tie and be all like, like, just show up. We're
Come
just
on,
here to hang
man.
out. You
Yeah.
already know, like, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really cool. There's hopefully a lot less of, seriously, just come as you are, who you are, and just
Right.
come and be,
Yeah. I think people, will really in this next year, hopefully gain some folks in, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the hope. That's what I'm going to work for. Some more personal invites and stuff like that. I think we're going to get, we had the cards, the TLE, like contact cards.
Yeah.
We're going to get some with the house campus logo, but we're also have like the URL to the podcast and all those things, and just get some creative, getting some people in here and stuff like that. I think people are still kind of sketchy,
I think it's a big commitment to come up and
Or not, just come when you can, man.
Right?
We're always going to be here. Like Carrie and I do service. It's just us two.
Yeah.
It's always going to be happening. It's
Yeah.
church. It's not like contingent on people showing up. This is when we have church.
I will say I love the summers though, when the kids can play outside and we just hang out until like 9:30 and it's great cuz nobody needs to get up too early for school in the morning. So,
Yeah.
I do love that.
Yeah.
Isla's been asking to go to Reagan's house.
Yeah.
So, with the spring break and everything, I'm like, we'll call Miss Carrie and see if we can go play at Reagan's house and stuff. So, it's been
They're
cool.
back, I think. Yeah. They've had school,
Yeah,
late
for
start today,
yeah.
which is weird, but I don't understand that.
I don't either. Kalina's got some weird schedule going on with the high school next week too for some
Oh,
stuff.
they're all testing. They all have,
Yeah.
yep. So
But
I
she's
don't know,
just
man.
started tennis too, so she's had late practice tonight and tomorrow because of the rain
Oh,
and stuff too. So it's just been all wonky this week
yeah.
and next, but it's been cool though.
Heck yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Lots of stuff going on, man.
I know.
Lots of stuff in the world, really. I'm told. I was going to say, but I can't really think of anything that
I
important
know.
that's going on in
Well,
the world.
and so on spring break, for those of you that didn't know, half my family was gone. So Nick went with Colleen and Kira out to Arizona for almost a full, it was like 10 days. It was like the 22nd through the 29th. They came back early. No, early in the first. So, I mean, it was cool. So I did a lot of like house cleaning, like spring cleaning ish, cleaning out closets and stuff like that. But part of what I changed was I put our phone docking station in a different part of the house. So what we've tried to initiate now is that we have a more kind of visual, like where electronics go and are used in the house and where they are not. And
Oh, okay.
so it's helped me to be more conscious of when I'm on my phone and when I'm not, and when it's family time and when it's work time and when it's like all the stuff. And so I've actually been on socials and things a lot less. So I've actually been a lot less aware of what's going on. So I feel like I need to like start reading the New York Times or like global
Oh,
news
yeah.
or something,
No.
I don't know, because I don't know. I'm not keeping up as much with what's going on around the world right now. So last couple of weeks, I feel a little bit more in a little kind of black bubble a bit, but it's been nice because I feel like it's been refreshing too. So
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know where I am on that. Feel like in those spaces, because it's not leaving, like social media is not going anywhere.
no,
This strange thought that if we all just, like, I've heard the theory before, and it's a good theory that if we all, like, all of those things are just empty platforms if no one's on them,
yeah,
but
that's
that's
true.
not going to happen. So I think that at some point we need to, like, if like as believers, if we are walking in faith and obedience, it doesn't mean you have to get caught up in the crud. But there's people that need loving in those spaces too, and
Oh, 100%,
just
100%.
because it makes us feel some type of way to be on there.
Well, and I'll
Like
say
I
there's a
I thought
lot
about
of
that recently. Is like, what does that say about my like mental toughness? If every single post, if like 90% of them, like is I don't even understand what people are saying, so I just skip by it. Like if it's lost on me, I'm not going to invest in like the comment section. If it seems funny, I'll find myself highly entertained by what's happening in the comment section. But like, or if it's something like it's like in regards to the church, where it's like, oh no, someone needs to be aware of this. This needs to be handled and corrected or
yeah,
redirected.
yeah.
All of those things as believers and you know to like I said, there's people in those spaces that also need to be loved, and we can't just because we don't like
One
you
thousand
know
percent. I think it's just having the like. For me, it's a balance because I spend so much because I only work part time, guys. So I don't have a regular 9 to 5 gig. I don't work 12-hour shifts at a hospital. So I don't have break times where I can like check in on social media and see what's going on in the world and stuff. Because one, I love how connected it makes people. I love that people around the world, there's one account that I was following, and I guess they happen to be in the Ukraine. It's like a style account, whatever. It's a women's style account. Well, they've been sharing stuff from what they see being in Ukraine, and I think that's extremely valuable. Like, they're there. They see what's going on. And so instead of just trusting our news organizations to, like, if they're really sharing, because we've seen that in other wars and other times and places where what was being communicated to the public wasn't exactly what was going on. And so I see a value in that, sharing life, sharing ideas and places from around the world. I think that's really cool, and I love that. And also, there's a lot of people that really encourage me online. There's a lot of really cool stuff. And I do also value people that get to share their voice and be different and be heard on that type of thing. And everybody kind of has a level playing field in some ways on that. And I think that's phenomenal. But my handle on Instagram is the encouraging voice. So that's always been my perspective with social media, is how I'm using this as a tool to engage and encourage other people. And that's been my mission always, has been, how can I encourage and speak life and be something positive, even though I'm not ignoring all the hard stuff that's going on, but how can I be an encouraging piece in that? So that's how I've tried to look at it with how I engage with it. But also too, since I'm not out of the house all the time, when I'm home, I don't want my kids to see me on my phone all the time and not know what's going on. So as my kids are older, if they come up to me, if it's not something important, I put the phone right down. Or I'll tell them, I'm responding to so-and-so. Wait just a second. It may not be a phone call, but it's a text message. And I'm responding to this adult. They've asked me a question. So hold on just a second. So I'm trying to explain more of that stuff too, so that my kids can see I'm not just like sucking my face on this device,
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of, that's kind of how.
I mean, there's scripture we could be sharing. I remember a few years ago, we had this challenge going where it'd be like you would tag two other dudes to share like a verse or a couple verses, and it was just flooding the thing, and so I don't know. I think you can just as easily get caught up in normal real world with the same conversations that that happen on social media. So I don't know. I understand the dilemma. I do. I understand not wanting to be, you don't want to live like in perpetuity on Facebook and Instagram and all those things. But also, I think as believers, we need to kind of stand our ground and be present. Not just leave it to the wolves, man. Because that's like, what does that say?
Right.
Like, I mean, I'll make that call out. What does that say about the church if we're just going to shut y'all down and just because we don't like social media?
Right.
Right.
No, that's a good point.
I mean, not everybody, but if you have the capacity, like if you don't, you don't. I mean, if there's people that just can't without being super stressed and super upset, then by all means, stay away from that space. It's not good for your mental health. But if you can be on there, sharing that good news, being loving and kind and all the things that we're supposed to be, by all means.
Yeah. It's good.
There's a lot of wild stuff, though.
There's a lot of wild. But to be honest, people are pretty wild. So, I mean, it really doesn't surprise me. I think it's funny.
People are out there doing things, man, like you don't even know. But I don't know. Other than that, I got this test tomorrow, testing out of community paramedic. I'm really probably have hosed myself because I studied all day. I don't typically study for the test, but I've, for some reason, put in a lot of time today on it. Could be my demise.
Oh no!
I should really look into this. So
there's a video of this little boy like studying something, but he's like sweeping the air over the book and like putting it to his head. like trying to like absorb all the information.
Yep.
So maybe you should just put that study book like underneath your pillow tonight and just it'll through osmosis so
It's
it'll
too
like
late.
absorb into your
I already did all, like, I went through from the textbook. There was 22 chapters, so 22 20 question quizzes, and I did them all today.
You did not. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we have to anyway. It's part of the grade, and I of course waited until the last day, but
Yeah, it'll be
it
fine.
didn't seem well. Listen, here's my
What happens
logic.
if you don't pass it tomorrow? You just retake it.
We'll just retake it.
Right.
But there's too much invested in to not have us pass it.
Right.
Which is, I mean, that's just healthcare. That's getting certifications.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
They've already put the time in and the money. So, anyways, so my logic, right, was that if I do the quizzes all the way through, then it comes today, I won't remember that. But if I do them all today, I'll remember them all.
Short-term memory?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No, that's better than
the
like
long-term memory doesn't work.
Right.
We know this. I've hit my head so many times. I keep hitting it since the concussion. I keep my head. I don't know if it got bigger.
You know, I know this is a little out of context, but there is a verse that says, "Do not be afraid of what you're gonna like say, but at the right time, the Holy Spirit will give you the words and the answers." Blah blah. Dude. So I'm not gonna lie. I know it's a little out of context, so don't kill me for it. But there's been quite a few times where I'm like, God, you take care of me. You want me to pass this, or there's something I miss, and it'll all get worked out. It'll be fine. So I'm sure you'll be good. But that is quite funny.
It's just that I procrastinate when it comes to classroom stuff because I hate it.
Yeah.
With every part of my being. I think you just have skill sets and we work within them. People who are smart, like Carrie Parkin, for example.
Carrie Parkin.
She's brilliant. I have a skill set. She's super smart. She has I have a set of skills. So maybe it's like it is the health, the medical stuff. Really good storyteller. I can write. We know that like this is. I mean, I didn't know that. I'm starting to know that now. But like, she's brilliant. And some people that were smart were always smart. You'd have been smart without school.
Yeah,
you're just
that's
smart.
scary. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I never was flourished in any classroom ever because I don't have the right brain wiring. I have that ADD. So they're talking, and somehow in the midst of a lecture, I start thinking of like something reminded me of burritos. So I'm like, oh, burritos. Now I'm thinking of all the different kinds and stuff like that. Maybe they said cholesterol, and I thought of a tortilla, and it made me think of burritos. And now, like 45 minutes.
That's not an everybody problem. I have that problem though too. I feel like that's. I don't know. Instagram has me convinced this past month that I have ADHD too.
That one, I don't like that one. I tried TikTok, and it's just because some of the music drops that are on the back of it. There's ones that there's nothing wrong with them. They just annoy me. So I don't like, for that reason, I don't like the entire platform. But yeah, man, I don't know.
It's weird. You're a doer though. You just need to go and do the thing.
Gotta be moving and doing the thing and stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm not doing? A weight loss journey. I'm not knocking people that are, but
where did that come from? Speaking of ADHD. I'm like, what?
I don't know. It's just because I do CrossFit stuff and I like follow like Rogue equipment, Rogue Fitness.
Okay.
But with that, just the way all the algorithms work, then I get nothing but like weight loss and, weight loss journeys and all this other stuff, which I'm not interested in. The fitness aspect of it,
Yeah.
eating clean and all that other stuff is just, I'm not trying to cut weight.
Right.
I dig it that people are, and it's, like that's cool. I always love seeing a good before and after shot and stuff like that and people being successful.
Yeah,
But like,
super cool. So are
I'm
you
just getting
still doing all
blasted, dude.
the are you still doing like stuff that you were doing in January with the fitness challenge? Are you still doing stuff like that?
Oh,
You
I'll go
ride
crazy if I don't work out
Eduardo?
every day.
Was it Eduardo?
Eduardo
Yeah.
every a couple times a week, but
Okay.
I'm doing just like I use a lot of kettles,
Yeah.
a lot of lift heavy, lift often kind of stuff. But as far as cardio, only Eduardo and like step ups and box jumps and like the jump rope and stuff like that. I don't go out and run.
Ooh, jump rope. Jump rope is so. I see Shawnee do her jump rope every so often
Uh-huh.
on Instagram, and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that jumping
I'm like
rope.
determined to be able to do like double unders, like where I can do a full set of them. I can get like 5 or 10 in a row, and then but like that's the goal. But that's
That's
the
cool.
just fitness stuff. And I eat. I'm not gonna say wrong. I'll say right-ish, clean sorta.
You don't
But
stress
like,
out about it, is what you
no,
don't
hell
do.
no, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-mm.
no, but I don't eat trash all the time.
Right.
But I'm telling you what, sometimes there's certain things that are just delicious and they're too delicious to pass by.
I
But it's
try to
not
be
all the
good.
time, dude.
No, no, for sure. I mean, you can't do anything all the time. Like, it
Mm-mm.
really is like so much in moderation. But I try to be good about like processed sugars, processed foods, and stuff. And I have
Yeah.
been trying to be better about actually eating real food, like real fruits and vegetables and stuff. But other than that, yeah, I try not to.
As opposed to what? Like, what do you mean? That isn't fruit just real fruit, or is it people get stuff? Are you talking about canned stuff?
Well, no, I mean just to eat it. Like I just emphasizing the fact that instead of buying something that's already in a package, I could
Oh,
just
like
go
a
to my
pack of bananas.
produce and like a
Oh
lot of
yeah, yeah,
dinners
dude.
lately. I'm like, hey, a head of broccoli is a lot cheaper than getting such and such, and all I have to do is cut it up and put a little like oil and salt and pepper on it and stuff, and it tastes
Mm.
phenomenal. So like a lot of that stuff, I
All the
am,
things they're doing with cauliflower too.
yeah, but a lot of simple stuff. Like we love
Mm.
green beans in our house, so that's a win for us that everybody pretty much loves. Like, 3-year-old doesn't like anything right now, but
Well,
that's just
she's not gonna like
whatever,
them.
you know. But
Have you tried this? Check this out. I saw it today, and I'm gonna do it. But this dude was eating. He made a burger. It looked super good. All the all the accoutrements on the burger. It looked amazing.
yes.
But instead of a bun, he used potato skin, and it was not like with potato. It was just the actual skin with no potato in it, and he
Oh,
just used that as the.
I don't
It
know.
was
I think I'd
wild.
rather do a lettuce burger then. Do you use pretzel
Anything.
buns ever? Pretzel buns. We really love pretzel buns once in a while.
Carrying the kids like them. I'm
I'm not a huge fan, but every once in
not
a
a
while.
pretzel bun guy. Um,
I did see, I haven't done it yet. I've seen people twist bacon and cook it that way. So it's like rolled long ways bacon
really
strips. Yeah.
interesting.
I have not tried it though.
Yeah, all that stuff's good, man. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just not trying to. And it's weird though, like when that is trending. I guess this is what brought this on. When it's trending, when you see like everybody, like your whole people groups and all your people, and then like so many people are doing phenomenal on their weight loss journey. It's like you're the fly in the ointment when I'm like, I'm not interested in losing weight, man. Like I'm not
It's okay.
dirtbagging anybody.
No, it's good. No, that's all good.
Like if I was unhealthy and like slovenly and stuff like that, that would
Right.
be the
That'd be
thing.
different.
But
Well, and that's another bit of it too. Like I remember being in high school and like being on the soccer team and being active all the time and still not being happy about myself. I'm like, that's not a safe mindset to be at,
yeah,
you know?
no.
So I've tried to like one of my things all these years, I was always been like, regardless of where I'm at, like pregnant, with kids, like any season in life,
Yeah, dude.
like that balance between loving yourself where you are, but also knowing that every day you're going to wake up and try to do the better with whatever area of your life that God has called you to. You know what I mean? Like, all
And
the
that
stuff.
cortisol will get you too, man. That
Oh
worry
yeah.
hormone.
Yes.
That messes all that stuff up.
For sure. Yes. Yes. So, and I don't need any more things to worry about. So just trying to be like, it is what it is. We're going to do what we can today. And then we're going to
Mm-hmm.
like enjoy life and be present. Body, soul, mind, and spirit. Have a
Mm-hmm.
good balance. So,
I mean, so much. Like my partner, Danny, my partner clued me onto this thing. I believe he called it a New York cheese. And what these people do, I'm going to make it. What they do is they take and they get like a hamburger patty
okay.
and go on super high. So they sear both sides.
Okay.
So you get a little crunchy. And then they chop it all up, chop it, like up into a pile of chopped burger. Then they put cheese on it, like American slices on it, and like
Okay.
grilled onions and all that other stuff. So it's all caramelized onions and melted cheese and kind of caramelized burger bits on a
Okay.
bun. And it looks phenomenal. And I'm about to get into it, not tonight, but it just looks amazing.
No, that sounds great.
There's nothing about that is heart smart.
Just
Maybe
get the
the
lean
onions.
beef. I mean, just get the lean, high quality beef. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
Like, if you want to have it without hormones and
You
antibiotics
can
and
get
all the
Kraft
extra,
singles with vitamin D in it too.
I mean, there you go.
Apparently.
There you go. Or go up to the Flint Farmers Market and get like a good cheese, like high quality.
No, you wouldn't want good cheese on this.
Why not?
Because mainly in New York, these things are made in bodegas. It's not like it's not like fine dining.
Oh,
It's like
well, I'm just
Speedway
saying,
food.
if you're concerned about the quality of the food, you could still get high quality food and then do all the crazy things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can have your cheeseburger and eat it too. I mean,
Oh God.
I'm not gonna tell you no. That sounds like a great plan to me. And every time that you've like smoked mac and cheese or anything, I'm like, I am game.
Yeah,
I'm
we gotta
there.
smoke mac and cheese soon. Gotta smoke something.
Tacos, soup. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, we do it.
I'm not
We
opposed
do.
to food.
We do pretty good here at
Yeah,
the
you
Grand
do.
Blanc campus.
You guys are always cooking something.
It's funny too because it started out with like once a month we'll have family meet, and it turned out that every week
it's just
we
every
have
week.
family meet. But here's the theory too. One is for us as part of the service of it all. We're serving a meal and having church. But two, we got to eat too.
I know.
Like we were going to be having dinner at that time anyways, so why not just make enough for everybody?
Well, and a lot of folks getting home from work and trying to rush over. I mean, it is quite nice to be like, oh no, we're gonna eat there, and it is super helpful. So it's super cool.
Hey.
Plus, there's a lot to be said of sharing a meal together, just hanging out and sharing a meal. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of how we do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, what else? That's it. Stayed home today. Wasn't feeling super hot this morning with that. Took a turn for the better. Did all those quizzes in preparation for a test. And then that's really it.
That's good.
And then I'll work part of the day tomorrow, in class the other part, and then Friday, Saturday.
Cool. I already
work
did
Sunday,
my work week.
But that's not happening again ever. I told you that before we started.
Yes, you did.
Dude, 4 calls in 3 hours.
But you were supposed to just hang out until the other crew got there?
That's not official. That is what we 198 had put in place as a stipulation. Double time, and that we wouldn't do any work. That was not official. What it is.
I don't understand. Why would you be on the rig if you weren't going to be working?
Just because our presence was going to make sure that coverage area was handled until the other people came in. Okay. We were just there until the other people came and got on their trucks and got in service.
Okay.
Just to maintain coverage.
Jeez.
But everybody was like, dude, it's so easy on Sunday. Nothing happens until like 8 o'clock anyway.
Lies.
Absolutely. And then 4 calls. Got called all the way to the other side of county. Unresponsive dude who ended up was having some boy-girl trouble, so he was sleeping in his car. And then like back to the other side of the county for some type of guts ailment. So that person went to the hospital, and then we were everywhere, man.
Okay,
Telling you what,
what's your favorite day of the week to work?
Sunday. No, I like all of them, man. I don't mind. I just like being on the ambulance.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So is there a general vibe for your Wednesday through Saturday? Like, is there a day that you like the best?
Well, so here's the thing, right? It's all healthcare. It's all part of the treatment process. It's
Right.
not all emergencies and sexy all the time.
Right.
Sometimes it's taking people to the nursing home for continuation of care, and sometimes it's taking people to
Like dialysis and stuff like that?
radiology. They do their radiology treatment. We run them back to the hospital. It's not always like all the TV show lights and sirens and all the
Yeah.
blood and gut stuff. More times than not, it's like not that at all. It's just a lot of hand holding and rides to the hospital.
Yeah.
So it's all good. It's just it takes time to understand, that's like EMS really is more healthcare as part of that team. We're kind of in the middle of like police, fire, EMS. We're all in that first responder category, but really we're more, aligned with the emergency room team.
Okay.
So really all the things we're doing street care wise are more like our mindset should be for later on in their time in the ER, like as paramedics, right?
Okay.
We're doing IVs and stuff like that to save time there. Sometimes dosing medication, a trouble breathing kind of patient, we're going to give like asthma or COPD. They should a lot of the times get prednisone, the steroid, just because it's a kind of a long acting thing. So
Okay.
you're putting them, like long game.
Okay. Yeah.
Really is how we should see it. And it really is all part of the process. Like I said, that's not fun all the time.
Yeah.
Like I got 18 years in and I still like a good trauma. You know what I mean? I still dig it. But there's a whole big picture that you have to look at it. And
Yeah.
it gets frustrating if you're doing non-emergency basic dialysis transfers all day long. I can see for people how that gets irritating, but that's all kind of part of what we do.
Yeah.
So I don't care
Makes sense.
from one day to the next.
Yeah. No, and I can see that in your career, like having such a long career, and you do both really well. So that's cool to see. I still want to know when my next ride-along's going to be, dude.
Oh, dude, it's got to be a Friday though.
Fridays, I know we keep saying that.
They get a little wily. Saturday's no good because it's like staffing's at its probably lowest of the week, and it's like prime time transfer time. So you don't. Okay. But like Wednesdays, it depends. We'll see. Like in the summertime, it gets a little bit better because it stayed sunny longer. People partied harder. All the stuff that's gone on through the night spills over into the morning.
Okay.
They get into some more shenanigans in the summertime. I'm telling you, man, people think I'm crazy, but there is
you say it every year. You've said it every year since we've started this.
Wheel on into homicide season here real quick.
Yeah. I mean, it's warm outside. You can get outside and go do stuff.
They should. I need to get a resident to write a case study on this because I'm telling you, winter is like overdose season.
Yeah.
That's when the most of those happen.
I mean, it makes sense.
And summer's homicide season. It's just 20 years of research.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, we'll have to look at some Fridays coming up, and I'm sure there's enough statistics and things from different sources, from just nationwide studies and things. I'm sure you can correlate, but
that's a lot of work. I don't know that I want to get into. I got enough going on right now.
I'm just saying, don't reinvent the wheel. You don't have to like repull.
I don't. Woo.
But
This is about had a panic attack. It's a lot
no,
of
just
research.
one book at a
Not a
time.
research
Just
guy.
just your book. You write your book.
You know, I'm finding, because I haven't put out a lot of that many, really, only 3, I think. But on off days, also some poems. So I might have 2 books at the same time.
It's true.
Put a book of poems out there.
No, I think that's really cool.
Huh. I pulled, so for one of the chapters, remember the suicide guy that I wrote about on the blog way back in the day? So I pulled that the other day, and I have that, and I'm kind of expanding it into a chapter. More details.
Are you gonna post it as like the front quote of the chapter and then go into detail? Are you gonna share your original?
No, I'm just using that as like a template.
Okay.
To expand the details and just word it up a little bit. Not all of them. It's not going to be, and that's the thing. Like, my book is not going to be like your traditional, like each chapter has X pages. Some will be super short. Some will be a little bit longer, and you know, it's all different. No, basically, it's a book of short stories, really.
Yeah. No, I love it. That's like my favorite style. It's just little vignettes that all kind of like cohesively kind of go together for like a ultra theme, you know. But I think that's wise. I don't think that you should like try to fit a story to a certain depth or length just because you have to. Like, it should fit the size and what it should be, you know. So I think that sounds right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. And well, tell everybody about, so you guys had what was it called? Paint the Light?
Yes.
Okay, I got it right.
No, you got it right, because we just had in March, we had a fundraiser called Shine the Light. So I work 2 days a week. I'm a bookkeeper for Prison Project. So Sylvia Blythe, who you know, is a SANE nurse and has worked in the ER in Genesee County for many years, and she still does forensic. You know, she goes up so many times during the week and does exams for women, kids, peds. I think mostly peds that have been abused, sex trafficked, whatever. But she does the physical examinations for those. But she started an organization called Prison Project, and we're working to open a safe house for minors soon. So we had a fundraiser called Shine the Light in March, and then ECO, Engaged Community Organization, along with, I forget the news station that the Yingers do, and La Fontaine Group and Family, donated all of the materials for the event. And then all the registrations came through to get donated towards Prison Project for art therapy supplies.
Oh, sick. That's dope.
96 people registered for this event. The whole main auditorium was filled with folks. Elizabeth from Painting with a Twist from Fenton, the Fenton location, came and did the painting and stuff up on stage. It was awesome. Everybody had a really great time. It was awesome, and $2,000 was raised, and it was really, really cool. ECO did a really great job. So thank you, Carrie and Mike Lay, for organizing that and putting that on. It was awesome. And Freedom Center hosted it, so it was really cool. So, yeah. So.
Well, that's like, I mean, like, there's a lot to be said about things that are trending and causes that are trending.
Yeah.
So, like, right time, right place for someone to get that part of their heart yanked on to get involved, right? Because this is
sure.
The fortunate thing about that is that there's nobody, at least I'm gonna go be so bold to say on planet Earth, but at least in America, that when you start talking about kids, like women and children being trafficked, aren't going to be like, oh yeah, maybe I can't get involved physically or in that capacity, but I will give you cash money because this is,
for sure.
You know what I mean? It's cool to see so much success so quickly and to have all this dream
Well,
come to fruition and all that stuff.
and I've only heard it a couple times, and I know that she's been working on this for years now. Like, this has been her full-time gig, even though she hasn't been paid for it up until recently. Um, she's been paying for a mentorship program. She's been putting money into this. She's been working like full-time hours, getting all
Mm-hmm.
the networking and working this out and stuff for at least the last 3 years. It's been wild. Getting a board
Right.
together, all this stuff. You were
Yeah.
on the board for a little
I was
while.
a vice president for a
Yeah,
minute.
you were. So
You know,
you
so I had
you've
certain
seen part of this.
connections,
Yeah.
and then when it was time for me to go on, because I had to do, you know, that's the thing too. In obedience, I had to do what I had to do, so I had to
Yeah.
step away from like that door. That season was over, and I had to,
Yeah, that's
But
true.
yeah, man, that is
But it's cool
it's
that
so
you've been able
cool.
to see, and you've known her for a long time. And
Yeah.
I sat with her next to her at one of the eco casts while she like was writing this out on yellow notebook paper of like I think I'm supposed to do this thing. But literally she's been told multiple times like this is an incredible feat. I don't know, like people have tried this before and it's not worked, and she's like I just God's told me to do this. I need to do it. And so
Uh-huh.
it's pretty cool, you know. I keep getting to hang out with these cool medical professionals with my accounting degree that has nothing to do with their medical. Like you guys
Yeah,
are just,
dude.
so it's very special. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, they've got we got a website, prisonprojectmi.org. You can get more
Hmm.
information and get some updates as far as those fundraising events and stuff like that. But it's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, good. Congratulations to all y'all for
Yeah.
getting it done. I love it. So, and that's we aren't at that, we aren't there yet with this ministry. We're just grinding away, being open to people,
Yeah.
walking through stuff. I'd mentioned this, I think, on an episode or maybe just in a meeting. So much of it blends together these days, but just like when like officers have been shot recently, and then we had like 3 people from our local first responder and ER community pass away super quickly. So in my capacity to be, those were my people too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm not
Yeah.
just some outside guy coming from a church saying words. It's a privilege to be in it, to be actually in the fight with these guys, and so
No, that's
just
cool.
being
And
obedient, man.
to be able to look
It's
back now on 4 years now
yeah,
of putting content out, being able to walk with people through a pandemic, being able to weekly encourage people. I mean, that's an incredible honor to have stories now of people listening to old episodes and getting encouraged and light switch turned back on for things. I
yeah.
mean, it really is incredibly honoring and humbling and exciting to keep just
It is.
encouraging
That's
people. Like we're
just
here,
still, yeah,
you
still
know?
cruising along, man.
Yeah. So
And that's
I'm
the thing too. So many people now lately that have different podcasts and stuff that I listen to have been hitting me up on the socials, being like, it's always like just one listen away
yeah,
from now everybody hears you. The
yeah,
one person. And like we've said before, I'm not always super think I'm ready for like that level, but like one day, man, it's just, and you know what? We're just going to be here every week doing the same thing.
yeah. You know, I know I'm always a little bit torn between being completely petrified and extremely ecstatic. Both of them are like, it's
Right.
so exciting. Because it's just really. I mean, we've said this a lot, but I mean, really, I know we both feel this way that just the privilege and honor and humility to be able to just walk beside somebody, like you just said, I've been there. This isn't just something I'm talking at, but something
Mm-hmm.
I've walked in and walked through for years. And so I'm with you and I'm here for you and I'm here to encourage you and do
Yeah.
this together. And then as like an outsider to just do this cool thing and learn more and be one more part of the community that is choosing to see choosing to learn more, choosing to understand better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have folks that aren't in the first responder industry that maybe have a sibling or a spouse or somebody that they would like to understand better, and then that can even be something for them just to be encouraged,
for sure.
you know. So this is just really cool. It's awesome. So yeah, we're gonna keep being here and keep doing our thing, and it's awesome.
It's weird to be at a spot now where now it's getting too close to where I can't remember a time when we weren't doing the podcast.
That's true.
All right. We'll just leave it at that. That's crazy.
Well, and then think about it this way. You can do this a couple different ways. We've been doing this podcast almost half as long as we've been at Freedom Center.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If it's been 5 years of doing TLE, the Lighthouse Experiment, then and we've been going to Freedom Center for, now it's been, I used to say it's 12 years, but we started going in 2008. So really it's been like 14 years now. So it's not quite as like half now anymore. But 5 years is a third of my marriage. So we've kind of grown up. The Chandlers have kind of done a lot of growing. I mean, we have. I mean, you know, you and Carrie have seen quite a variety of seasons with the Chandlers so far, you know. So it's been.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about bipolar before we got on the air. There's a little bit of like, you know, you've seen some sides to Nick and Ashley Chandler, you know. So no, it's been good, and it's actually, I forget when, but I was listening back through some old episodes, I think last year for some reason, I forget why. I'm like, I can hear in my voice like that me, like that version younger of me that didn't know his, you know what I mean? Like it's wild. It's wild. It's cool. You know, I'm humbled by the process, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful, you know.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. We're going to have my partner. He's under the weather this week. We're going to have him jump on here with us next week.
Oh, good. Good.
Next week. Okay. So help me out. A week from this Friday is Good Friday, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So this Friday is not Good Friday.
No, this Friday is not.
Sunday would be what the Catholics would call Palm Sunday.
Right, because I believe, hopefully this doesn't mess up. I'm going to
not just the calendar. Catholics. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Easter is the 17th. So Good Friday is the 15th. This Friday is only the 8th.
Okay. So we might do like bring back the medical examination of the crucifixion.
That'd be dope. That'd be cool.
We might run through that again. We'll see. I have some thoughts. I think we're going to do that though.
Okay. I would love that. I thought that was awesome last year, and I would love to do it again.
Yeah. That's been 2 years, man. We did that in 20.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep. So we're going to do that. That's what we'll do next week. I'm going to get it planned out so a little bit cleaner than the first time we did it, but still, that's going to be sick.
That'll be good. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Freedom Center and Kingdom Builders, for your continued love and support. Thank you to our listeners. This week, you're going to be able to see us at some point on the YouTube. It's going to be dope. So we're entering into a whole new ball game.
Jazz hands. No, none of those.
All right. See you next time.
See ya.